Pivotal matchup tonight in the Peach Belt Conference. Francis Marion Patriots already with a spot in the postseason conference tournament. The UNC Pembroke Braves trying to make sure they join them there in a week's time. Welcome inside Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court alongside Bryant Reed. I'm Trevor Williams and glad to have all of you with us tonight for UNC Pembroke basketball. And Bryant, when we look at the Braves, their last time out against Clayton State, maybe a little bit of a surprising win on paper, but for the Braves stringing together some great defensive games in their last two.
Most definitely. The Braves defense has been absolutely phenomenal these past few games. Just last game against Clayton State, they held them to 24% shooting from the field. Fantastic.
They held them to 47 points as well, which was the lowest outing this season for a Braves opponent. UNC Pembroke, a big part of their attack is Aaliyah Farmer. She's a player who maybe doesn't get all of the accolades on the stat sheet, but a double-double her last time out, and Aaliyah, one of those players who's really a force on the glass.
Yeah, and we've been talking about her all year. She's one of those hustle players that the Braves just love to have. She's always there. She's always makes herself present. And to get a double-double just really helped the Braves in their last victory.
Did a great job with the 11 points and 11 rebounds. On this other side for Francis Marion, they have two very dangerous scorers. Their leading scorer, the PBC's second best, is Shanice Fulmore.
Oh, and she can just flat out put the ball in the bucket. She's averaging 19.6 points per game, and she can just shoot the lights out. And her last game against Flagler, she scored 17, and this Francis Marion team has really just rode the back of her all season.
This Francis Marion team, the first time around, got the better of Pembroke in Florence. This time the Braves trying to return the favor at home. We've got the opening tip, all the exciting action to you right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician, Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Braves and the Francis Marion Patriots this evening in Pembroke, North Carolina. Final week of the regular season. Hard to believe we're here. Bryant Reed, you're with me here alongside Trevor Williams with all of you as well. Glad to have you with us. And when we look at the starters for the Braves, Ebony Stevens, Nyla Allen, Alicia Hardy, T. Graham, and Brandy Robinson, it's been the recent starting five for head coach John Haskins. For Jerry Porter on the other side, it's Kai Chandler with Abigail Bullock, Kristen Tynes, Shanice Fulmore, and Lauren Bush as the five on the floor for Francis Marion. Our officials tonight are Amy Weglers, Gene Wagneck, and Courtney Robinson. As here's the opening tip, and the Braves tap it out of bounds. Now, let's say it actually touched off of Francis Marion. So the Braves, even though the tip was going to their end of the backcourt, it was pushed by Francis Marion. They get first possession today, and Bryant, this game a big one for UNC Pembroke, a chance for the Braves to really try to solidify their spot in the PBC Conference Tournament in the conference tournament, as they just need to pick up a win today or have a Young Harris loss.
Yeah, and like you said, they have that 8 seed right now, but it's not yet solidified. They could still lose that 8 seed. So with a win or a Young Harris loss, they can go ahead and finalize that and probably bring a little rest to Coach Haskins.
Fulmore kicked it over into the wing. Bullock missing the three, and the offensive rebound chased down by Kristen Tynes. Good to see Tynes back for Francis Marion. Hadn't played in the last two games for the Patriots, who are in the red jerseys tonight, the Braves in white. A steal for UNC Pembroke, Nyla Allen helping poke it away to Ebony Stevens. We'll have a score bug along with you shortly. Our producer Matt Sabat is working fiercely to get that fixed for all of you here in-house. First minute gone, no score in Pembroke between the Braves and the Patriots. Baseline drive, and it's off glass by who else? Nyla Allen.
Well, I wonder how many times we see her do that this season.
Double-figure score in 20 consecutive games for the Braves. So the whistle off the ball and the foul called. Nyla has certainly been a force offensively for UNC Pembroke. Francis Marion will have it on the side out.
Avery Locklear quick to check in this game.
Locklear checking in for T. Graham. T. Graham just picked up that early foul, so John Haskins taking a moment just to chat with T about it. 2-0, the Braves lead early on. A minute 20 gone in this contest. Weaving the defenders was Bullock. It's flipped around by Bush in the bucket for Francis Marion, drained by Kai Chandler.
Yeah, third leading scorer in the PBC this season, averaging just over 18 points a game.
Had the long two to tie it up at 2 early on. Trying to get takeaway on the other end of the floor is Abigail Bullock and was called for a foul pushing through Nyla Al. So Bullock picking up her first personal. 1 foul to either side. Braves have the inbound underneath. It'll come from Ebony Stevens. Was looking for Avery Locklear in the corner. Has nowhere to go, and it's a 5-second call. They turn it right back on around to the Patriots.
Yeah, that's fantastic defense by Francis Marion right there. You don't really ever see a 5-second call, so to get one is just fantastic defense.
Since beating the Braves in Florence 2-6 in their last 8, the block shot for Alicia Hardy.
And a lost shoe.
See if we can pick up who's playing down a tire. Not Hardy as she spins in the lane, missed off glass.
Now it's Fulmore.
Shawnee's Fulmore has
No,
on
it's
the
not.
near side wing. She's got both shoes on.
Yeah,
it's actually
it's
our
Bullock.
guard right here, Bullock. No shoe on the right foot and dribbling off to her right side with the score all tied at 2. 2 minutes, 15 seconds in. Fulmore stepping back for the bucket, and Shawnee's Fulmore with her first make. And the officials will call it dead right away so that Abigail Bullock can go get that shoe.
How often do you see that? That was two
We
possessions.
saw it just the other week in the men's game. Brandon Watts lost a shoe.
We did. But see, he played with his in his hand. That's the difference. We just went 2 possessions, and she was playing without a shoe.
Yeah, he took it down on the defensive end with him last week against USC Aiken. 4-2 Francis Marion after the bucket by Shawnee's Fulmore. Expect to see plenty more shots from Fulmore. Averages just under 20 shots a game. For the Braves, they'll get plenty of shots from Nyla Allen, and she already has 2 makes. Not a bad start here for UNC Pembroke, to say the least. Bullock, the pretty dribble, but missed the high shot off glass.
Yeah, it's going to be important for the Braves this game for Nyla Allen to get going early and often. It's going to be a shootout if they want to win this game.
Stevens. Her driving the shot blocked. That was sent away by Bush. Braves looking for a second try, only 10 to shoot. It's Brandy Robinson off glass. Locklear trying to get to it and was the last to tip it out of play.
And that's good hustle by Avery Locklear, trying to knock the ball out of Bush's hands, but just couldn't tip it back in.
So both teams start 2 of 5 from the floor tonight. And the score all even in these first few minutes. First time around, it was a very entertaining game in Florence between these two sides. And Abigail Bullock really took over with 34 points, a career high night for the guard, who triggers the 3 from the right wing, comes up just short. But taken away by Shawnee's Fulmore. Picked the back pocket of Nyla Allen and then finishes on the mid-range. Final score for the Braves at Francis Marion. They lost 82-63, but it was closer than that final box score showed. The foul on the move, and Avery Locklear able to work her way to the line, something that she's gotten a lot better at as the season has gone on.
Yeah, she started out the season kind of shaky from the line. Her shooting performance didn't really show how well she can actually shoot in game, but she's really stepped it up the second half of the season.
Lauren Bush just picked up her first personal, and the first free throw missed for Avery Locklear. Steady, we said at the line this year, 35 of 41 coming in. One of the best free throw shooters that the Braves have. Alicia Hardy also shoots at 84%. Locklear's at 85.4%. Brandy Robinson 89.5% on a smaller sample size. After the miss, the Braves able to earn it right on back. Able to take that long carom. The chance for a steal up high for Fulmore and forces a jump ball with the arrow going in Francis Marion's direction. Jerry Porter for the Patriots loves what she sees at the top of the bench. Third year with Frances Marion. You can see her just off the top of your screen. 164, 260, the career record. Went 24-9 her first season, made it all the way to the Elite Eight. And that team, by the way, was picked preseason last in the PBC. The officials are going to reset things along the near side. 5:53 left in the first quarter. We see Frances Marion with its first substitutions as into the game are Aaliyah Gillespie and Tatiana McClaney. McClaney on the right wing goes up high to Fulmer. Over to Tynes, who has all that K-tape on the right shoulder. Fulmer, one more pass to McClaney. Gets the friendly roll. 4-point lead for Frances Marion early on. They've had the last couple buckets. Braves shooting 2 of 6 at the start. Down to a new check-in for there. Jillian Ebron. She passes out to Hardy for 3. The rebound pulled in by Kai Chandler. Here come the Patriots rolling out with it. A spin, but it was a travel first for Aaliyah Gillespie. I'll get it back to the Braves, and that's turnover number 2 for the Patriots. Well, UNC Pembroke's had a little trouble in this first quarter. Already 4 turnovers for a team that averages the fewest turnovers per game in the Peach Belt Conference.
Yeah, and that's not something you want to do, especially against a team like this Patriots squad. They have 2 absolutely outstanding shooters on their team, so if you can limit their shot attempts, you have a great chance of winning this, but turnovers is not the way.
Ebron, mid-range jumper. Wouldn't take it. Fulmore went to go get it along the baseline. The forward running the floor now. And straight away from 3. Missed it off left iron underneath. McClaney able to get the rebound and fouled on the putback. Goes against Alicia Hardy, her first personal. Take us to immediate timeout as well. Melanie Horn and Aaliyah Farmer will join the contest when we come back, where it's the Patriots by 4.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
4-point lead early for the Frances Marion Patriots on the road here against UNC Pembroke in the I-95 rivalry. No points in the last 3 minutes for the Braves as Frances Marion defense has been tight at the start, forcing 4 turnovers already. That's usually, on average, what UNCP gives up per quarter. Frances Marion able to force the Braves turnover that many times in just half of this opening period.
Yeah, and just kind of careless turnovers by the Braves. One a lost ball by a pass to Avery Locklear, another 5-second call, which you rarely see happen, but fantastic defense and just not really too heads up by the Braves. So they can get their head back a little bit. They should be fine.
Tatiana McClaney with both makes at the line has 4 points now. The sophomore out of Burtonsville, Maryland. Here along the near side, the Braves stepped on that line. It's a new check-in. Aisha Love. That turnover is the 5th against the Braves. It'll be headed right on back to the Patriots.
Yeah, that's number 5. That was a good pressure, though.
The Braves just had to fight through the furious backcourt pressure of Clayton State this past Saturday, just outside of Atlanta in Morrow, Georgia. An upset win of sorts for the Braves. Fadeaway try good for Kai Chandler. She has 4. Here's more of that backcourt pressure. Ebron nearly gave it away to Chandler, but Locklear comes out with it. Takes it all the way to the basket and missed the lay-in. Turned out by Tynes up to Fulmore. Sees a chance to create to the baseline with Chandler. High off the window. Chandler to the floor, and the Braves tapped it out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a foul call. It looked like one of the Braves, either Ebron or Locklear, just got up under Chandler when she was going in the air.
Francis Marion will have an offensive possession off of it anyways. 8-0 run for the Patriots. Braves no points in over 3.5 minutes of game time. Left to circle, passed up by McClaney. The drive for Chandler. Finishes, and a chance for a three-point play.
Fantastic drive and very confident shot.
And a confident start here for the Patriots on the road. They have lost 4 consecutive away from home. You see the high fives around after the make. Last road win for Francis Marion was January 17th at Augusta. The free throw missed by Kai Chandler, so only 2 on that trip, but still, it is a 10-0 run for the Patriots. Braves trying to find a way to put an end to it. Locklear was fouled. Raked across the back by Tatiana McClain.
That was a good drive. Way to go up. McClain is taller than Locklear, so she thought she got a hand on the ball, but probably got a little bit of arm too.
See McClaney come down the lane, and actually from that angle looked like a clean block.
Yeah, I can't really tell.
But the free throw for Avery Locklear puts an end to the scoring drought for the Braves. And that hand's right there on the back of that ball. That looked pretty clean. To be fair, Locklear does get both free throws, though, and the Braves break that scoring drought. Up high it goes with Gillespie. Back over to Bullock on this near side wing. Bush put it on the deck. One more pass back to Bullock. Can't get those threes early. We mentioned 6 of 9 in the first meeting. It started 0 of 3 today. Aisha Luck. Around Bush towards the end line. Lost her footing and the dribble out of bounds.
Yeah, that's 6 turnovers now for the Braves against 2 for the Patriots. I don't know what it is. Maybe they just didn't come out in this first quarter with their head really in the game, but they need to pick it up soon because 14-6 with these scores on the Patriots can really turn the course of a game.
Fulmore, one of those scorers, trying to work towards the end line. We called her name plenty of times. Kai Chandler, 3rd in the PBC in scoring, who's also been able to sprinkle it in this first quarter. That's a 3 ball from Aaliyah Gillespie. It's only the first 3-pointer for Francis Marion, and now a double-digit lead at 11. Braves had a slow start at Clayton State as well for what it was worth, but really turned it on in the second and third quarters. Aaliyah Farmer has a shot block. Looked like McClaney had the bulk of it, but the Braves wrestle it away to Aisha Love. Little runner in the lane. Wouldn't go, and Fulmore slings it out to Gillespie. Gillespie, the head fake, takes contact in the lane. Missed the shot, but McClaney follows, and John Haskins will take a timeout.
It's just a bad bounce.
Wants to talk to his team about this in this spot, and just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 19-6 the score in this opening quarter. You see McClaney with the putback bucket. And in the background, Jerry Porter was asking where the foul call was, as she thought that it should have been Francis Marion going to the line even before that putback was allowed. But early on, good shooting for the Patriots at 8-16. Their defense has been pretty stout.
Most definitely. What we said multiple times, 6 turnovers and 9 points off of those turnovers. So they're trying to make the best of their opportunities when they can get pressure on the Braves, or they can get their hands on the ball in any form.
Slight rebounding advantage early on for Francis Marion as well at 10-9. Braves this season have actually out-rebounded opponents in 10 of their last 12 games. It's a big part of the recent success for UNCP, which has won 3 of its last 4. They got to get going here in this first quarter, and a foul along the near side with Locklear bumped.
Gillespie.
Her first personal. Francis Marion, 14 fouls in this first quarter. The Braves committed 3. Melanie Horn, the team's second leading scorer, has the had the basketball for a minute, is back into the game. Nyla Allen won't go to her, keeps herself on the baseline. Offensive rebound tipped by Farmer over to Hardy. Horn now back in control of the basketball. Asking for help on the dribble, almost taken away by Fulmore. In the lane to Allen. Popped out by McClaney.
Yeah, the lane just kind of collapsed on her when she was trying to make a move.
Almost looked inadvertent like it was off the knee of McClaney. Fulmore popping from the elbow, and Francis Marion not missing now. 6 for Fulmore, 6 for Chandler, 6 for McClaney. But exactly the way Francis Marion envisioned opening this game. A 15-point lead in the first quarter in the closing seconds. Locklear with a nice bounce pass to Farmer, but she traveled on the block.
Yeah, it was a good pass, great look. Locklear kind of got stuck for a minute and then finally found Farmer, but she just couldn't handle the pass.
If you expand this out, it's a 17-2 run for Francis Marion at the end of this first quarter. And a 21-6 lead after we were at one point tied 4-4 early on here in the first. All Patriots the rest of the way here in this quarter, but the Braves generating a takeaway. Comes Nyla Allen with a head of steam. Nyla Allen.
Fantastic take. And way to keep the ball under control as she drove through the lane.
Has 6 of the Braves 8 points. Francis Marion can take final shot of the quarter here if they want it. Gillespie thinking about it on the wing. Spinning. Goes to the baseline feeder for Bush. Which comes up just a little short.
Yeah, that's not who you want taking your last shot.
At the horn, the shot would have been late anyways. Came up short for Alicia Hardy. Braves hoping they can flip the script in the second quarter as Francis Marion finishes that first quarter on a 17-4 run. We'll be back right after this.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Back here for the second quarter of action. Francis Marion, a strong finish to the first quarter of play on a 17-4 run. That'll do it for you, and they force the Braves to cough it up 8 times in that opening period.
Yeah, we've been talking about turnovers pretty much the whole first quarter, and that run was just absolutely phenomenal. They couldn't miss during that whole time. They're shooting 50% from the field, going 9 for 18, and almost kind of looked like the last game for the Braves, at least. In the third quarter, the Braves had a 26-9 run against Clayton State, so it's unlikely, but hopefully they can rattle something off this second quarter.
A lot of basketball to be played. 3 of 13 shooting in that first quarter is mighty cold for UNC Pembroke as well, as Allen loses the handle towards the end line, and you can see the frustration building for UNC Pembroke. That was off of her foot, the officials said.
Absolutely nothing going their way right now.
It's led to 5 more shots already for Francis Marion and 6 more makes from the floor. Chandler with Bush and Gillespie, McClaney, and Bullock to start this first quarter for Francis Marion. Chandler from the free throw line, a little too strong. Casey Drayton's checked in for the Braves as well, the offensive rebound for Gillespie there. So it's Allen, Graham, Hardy with Stevens, and now Drayton. Drayton helping force the loose ball. Hardy couldn't find a teammate after the Braves nearly got to it. This time T. Graham jumps the pass. T's opportunity trying to go coast to coast. Didn't get a call for a foul. Last off the hand of Chandler, and John Haskins asking where that foul call was, as T. Graham wore a lot of contact.
Yeah, she blatantly got hit on the head when she was going up for that layup. That's why she just threw it up in the air.
See the officials have a look at it. That was Hardy trying to save it. 21-8. Francis Marion by 13. Farmer had the shot blocked by Fulmore. Fulmer with the eyes up. Farmer staying in front. Has to give it up to Bullock. Braves in this man-to-man defense to start quarter number 2. Baseline take for Bullock. Mid-range jumper not there, and Casey Drayton a strong rebound.
Yeah, and I think Drayton's a size that they need in there to start winning this rebound total.
On the glass, it's even at 12 right now. Braves, the 3 of 15 start shooting, though. And they'll have a chance to get some points at the free throw line. Alicia Hardy able to draw the foul.
I think that's the Braves' strategy this game, really. Just drive and get to the hole, throw your body at the players and get a foul call. But there's that, yeah, clearly she got hit on the head after that steal. So I'm very surprised that wasn't a foul call. There was nothing else to look at, really. It was just those two.
Yeah, Lauren Bush just picked up her second personal. Hardy trying to get something here going at the line for the Braves. Does hit the second. So Alicia gets her first point at the line. Was a good free throw shooter coming in as well, as we mentioned. Now the Braves' 2 best free throw shooters, in fact, and Hardy and Locklear both split trips at the line. Officials saying that's last touched off of UNC Pembroke.
No, I don't think either coaches have been too enthusiastic about the officiating this game so far.
Almost Hardy taking it away for the Braves. See this last play at the base of the basket's just going to block our complete view of that. Sub both players with the hands in for it. Chandler up to the point with Tynes, over to Bullock. Graham staying close. Patriots trying to create some room. Shot by Fulmer. Not afraid to pull the trigger. Chandler with the offensive rebound. No box out for the Braves. The baseline drive missed by Bullock. McClaney on the third try.
Yeah, T. Graham got a hand in there. The rebounding effort from the Braves this possession was just poor. Not able to get anything. They need to box out.
They were originally going to call it against Casey Drayton, but they did change that to T. Graham, who had the arm locked in there, and that's T's second foul. The free throw missed by Tatiana McClaney. So Avery Locklear back in for T. Graham, and both times that T's been in the game, kind of quick fouls. Had one in the opening couple minutes, and again here early in the second quarter. We saw her for a little extended stretch at the end of the first. McClaney able to get the one, has a game-leading 7 points. Ebony Stevens, the 3 ball is a little too long, but Aaliyah Farmer pulls an offensive rebound. Right on back to Hardy, who takes it inside, but Fulmore slaps it away. Francis Marion, that defense has been mighty, and the Patriots, they have a 13-point lead.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Well, hello to all of our viewers from across the country. Francis Marion leading by 13 in the second quarter. Trevor Williams and Bryant Reed with you. Our producer Matt Sabatas from inside Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. 7:20 left to play in the half, and the Braves still have the basketball, but Francis Marion blocked shots, already 4 for the Patriots, and Shanice Fulmore's had a couple.
She's made a huge difference in this game entirely. She's put up 6 points, which we know she'll get more, but on top of that, an unexpected 2 blocks, which have really helped the Patriots gain momentum on defense and have kept the Braves only 3 of 17 shooting.
There's the latest. That took us into the previous media timeout. Braves just had another turnover. That's their 10th already in the game. Came in with a PBC best, only 16 per game, and they've been at 12 or fewer in their last 4, basically, on average. Hardy getting the takeaway for the Braves. Trying to run this out, and she's fouled on the way to the lane.
That's a good job. It's a good job, not just going straight down the lane and kind of flaring out to the wing to see what you got and then deciding, hey, I can take this.
Fulmore just committing her first turnover, and the foul was against Abigail Bullock, her second. Braves got to get these free throws to fall, though.
Most definitely. It's not too pretty of a game right now, but the more free throws they hit, the faster this game will start to chip away.
They've had split trips on the last 3 times to the line. All those trips by their 2 best free throw shooters as well, and Avery Locklear and Alicia Hardy. On the baseline, the jumper for Tatiana McClaney was good. That's 9 points for McClaney now. The sophomore averages just 2.7 a game. She's stepping up big for Francis Marion. Hardy, the good stunner finish.
Yeah, it almost looked kind of awkward there. As long as it goes in, though.
12-point lead for the Patriots. Braves trying to trim it. Lob down to the post. Ebony Stevens' turn to send one away. Avery Locklear, a big 3-ball for the Braves, but they couldn't get it to catch. Drayton has it blocked by McClaney, saves it back to Locklear. Mid-range jumper this time for Avery, no good.
Avery's been not her usual self this season at all.
Fulmer to Chandler, that was halfway home. Bounced out, and Farmer had the rebound back to Hardy. Across the timeline, Hardy the baseline drive and takes the heavy contact. Will be helped up and headed to the free throw line for the Braves. Shanice Fulmore picking up her first. Saw Hardy's finish just a couple moments ago, and that was the block by Stevens. It all led to that foul.
Yeah, mauling.
It was the body contact that sent it there, and the first of the free throws good for Alicia Hardy. A chance for her first perfect trip to the line. Split each of her first 2. 3 players off for Francis Marion, and for the first time in this game, we see Camille Manning, the freshman from Little Rock, South Carolina. Bush back in, Tynes back in to join Chandler and Gillespie as the 5 on the floor. The Braves return Nyla Allen and T. Graham. Now with Stevens, Locklear, and Farmer for the Braves. Closing 5.5 of this first half, and the Braves trying to trim a deficit after they were down 13 at the quarter break. Starts with a defensive possession here. Gillespie passed up the shot to Chandler. Off a screen. The 3 for Kai Chandler.
We all know she can score, Trevor.
And has 9 to draw even with Tatiana McClaney for the team lead. Nyla Allen trying to put the Braves on her back, and again, UNC Pembroke headed to the free throw line.
I'm telling you, if they can keep doing this, but they have to make their free throws. They have to make their free throws. The driving and getting fouled is perfect because either you're going to get fouled or you're going to get a score. Blocks don't come too often, so if you can just avoid those, you should be fine, but you have to make your free throws.
It's a Francis Marion bench that appears to be 5 deep based on who's dressed on that bench for the Patriots, with the first free throw good for Nyla. So 7 points now for Allen. And inching closer to a 21st consecutive double-figure scoring game. Missed the second free throw. It's just 7 for Nyla. But as part of that, with the foul trouble, if the Braves can get a couple of these big scorers into foul trouble, that changes this whole game.
Most definitely. But, I mean, right now, it seems like the fouls for Francis Marion are kind of spreading out. It's not just one person. It's not just 2 people. They're really just spreading out and making sure everybody gets even amount of fouls. And I think that so far Coach Porter has done a good job with managing that and rotating players from off the bench.
After the bucket by Bush, who had her first points on that score. Patriots by 14. Their largest lead was 15 in the first quarter. And they'll have a chance to get past that on this possession after the Braves miss. Kai Chandler trying to get it there with the baseline drive. Almost got the chance for an and one. Will be at the line instead.
Yeah, I think that was just good defense. I probably would have called it an offensive foul. Really, it looked like she kind of lowered her shoulder. Avery Locklear went straight up.
See it again there.
So, I mean, hey, this game's been, I don't know. I guess it's been a fairly average game in terms of calls. Some feels like they've missed, but some they've been spot on. So it's just a regular course of the game.
Chandler able to cash in both to the line, has 11 points now. The Braves swap Stevens for Melanie Horn. Stevens off the floor, Melanie Horn on, and Shanice Fulmer back for Francis Marion. 16-point Patriot lead, their largest of the game. They've had control of this first half.
Braves started to chip away, had it down to 11 points at one time. But like we've been saying, these free throws, they keep splitting these free throws, and the defense is very poor.
Suffocating defense by Francis Marion, coupled with some missed shots. 4-23 shooting for the Braves. That's under 20%. Meanwhile, all those bounces going for the Patriots, and Fulmore has 8. John Haskins needed to take another timeout for the Braves to try to slow this run for the Patriots as they have seized control in Pembroke this evening. Just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. We'll keep an eye today as well on the Peach Belt scores, because the Braves, we mentioned, they can guarantee themselves that spot in the conference tournament if they get a win, or if Young Harris loses today. Young Harris is playing against Georgia College.
Yeah, so with the way that this game is looking right now, hopefully the Braves get that loss that they need.
Take a look at some of those scores right now. That score, currently Young Harris leading 12-10 on the road. That's early action, just the start of the second quarter. Augusta's at home against USC Aiken, a 29-25 lead, middle of the second. And then North Georgia visiting Lander. 31-20 lead there on the road for North Georgia. It'll be inbounded on the baseline by Nyla Allen for the Braves out of the timeout. They're down by 18 points. And now Jerry Porter being talked to by the officials. And I almost wonder if her bench didn't get a warning by the reaction the coach was giving there. Not sure what she had said with the 18-point lead, or if something was said from the bench. Allen turning around after keeping the basketball, faking the handoff. A hold with Leah Farmer getting to the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Farmer's no stranger to those offensive rebounds, especially. She's a real good player down there in the post, especially when it comes to boards.
That foul puts the Braves into the bonus here at the end of this second quarter. So Leah Farmer will be at the line for UNC Pembroke. The chance at the 2 shots, and misses the first of the 2. This is a 6-0 Francis Marion run. Braves have missed their last 6 from the floor. Gillespie just picked up her second. Abigail Bullock, Lauren Bush, the other 2 that each have 2, and both free throws missed by Farmer at the line. Up the floor come the Patriots. Gillespie up at the top of the key, calling out that offensive play. Tynes looking for some room. 15-footer, not good for Fulmore. Farmer trying to get to it, and the foul was called against the Patriots. So they trying to get to it, and it's going to be another on Lauren Bush, her third.
Yeah, so she's definitely has to be careful now because we still have 2:50 left in the first half, and it looks like she's about to get subbed out, which she is. But on top of that, you have 3 fouls for the rest of the game. You only have 2 to play with. Especially after starting, you would assume that Coach Porter wants to go with the same lineup to start the second half, considering that they've played so well together so far.
Leah Farmer at the line once again, and now it's missed 3 straight for the Braves.
Just got to take a step back, breathe, and just envision the ball going in.
36 of 62 this year at the line, Aaliyah Farmer. Set up for another one. And that rims out. 0 for 4 today, Aaliyah. I highlighted her in the open, but has yet to score any points for the Braves. Has pulled in some rebounds, 5 of them. That leads all Brave rebounders. Now the Braves forcing that takeaway. Allen getting it to Graham. Locklear.
Great pass.
That great feed to Aaliyah Farmer.
Fantastic pass. If you're the Braves, that's how you want to push the ball up the court. Pass the ball, look for the open man, draw 2 defenders, and find that beautiful pocket pass like Locklear did for the finish.
The kick back. Shot fake and turn by Manning to Gillespie. Under 10 to shoot now for the Patriots. Gillespie with the drive. Off glass around Melanie Horn.
It's a great finish.
Leah Gillespie has 5. Patriots again by 18, even with their largest lead of the game. The Braves pass it past the left ear, and Isla Allen out of bounds.
They were doing so well for so long in terms of turnovers. They'd really cut it down, especially from that first quarter. That was a beautiful pass by Locklear.
It was a great feed for the Braves, leading to that bucket to Aaliyah Farmer, but just haven't had enough of them in this game. T. Graham and Aaliyah Farmer taking a seat. Again, we mentioned how good of a third quarter team the Braves have been lately. They're going to need to regroup at the half as Tynes throws it out of bounds. Still a big chance on their last couple of possessions here the first half, though, to make a difference. Tynes will take a seat. Allen inbounds to Hardy, and here we go with the final 90 seconds of this first half. Robinson spinning on the baseline for a tough shot. Almost got it to go. Tatiana McClaney, you see head in hands, and she just missed the opportunity for the easy rebound.
Yeah, Butterfingers there. Tried to grab the rebound, but couldn't hold on.
It's one that'll come back to bite. Well, not come back to bite in the score right now, but McClaney wants it back. Robinson, the fader on the baseline, hits the back end of the iron, and McClaney got to it that time.
She's confident in that post, but she hasn't been able to knock it down today.
Robinson has the nice post moves. No points for her. Allen has 7, 6 for Hardy, 2 each for Locklear and Farmer, and that's the Braves scoring. They had 7 of their 17 points from the free throw line. Only 5 of their makes from the field and no threes. Fulmore had it blocked by Robinson out of bounds. Going to stay with the Patriots. 6 left to shoot. That clock on screen is not off. Sometimes it runs a little slow behind where we are at in the gym. 46 3/10. And a foul is Francis Marion trying to get open. Kai Chandler shoved Alicia Hardy to the floor. That was the last block shot for Robinson and just tipped that basketball. Kai Chandler just picked up her first. Robinson staggered the three-point line with the feet, missed the shot, and it was tapped out of bounds by Fulmer.
30 seconds on the shot clock. 32 seconds in the game, or in the half. I'd say hold the ball. why not go through your offense, get the best shot that you can possibly get, and go into this half with a little something.
At that point, you saw Nyla Allen look for the best shot she could get. Locklear, the offensive rebound, and a chance at the free throw line now, and we'll see if the Braves can really start to improve upon a 7 for 16 start at the line. They've had no shortage of opportunities. Avery Locklear would be the right person to try and do that.
Most definitely. This game, part of the point differential has been about the Braves and how they've been shooting from the line. Right now they're 8 of 17. That means they've missed over half of their free throws, and free throws are gimmies. There's no pressure. You have 10 seconds to shoot, but how often does that happen? This is something that you practice every day, and coaches make sure that you practice every day. So really, there is no excuse to miss as many free throws as they've missed this whole game. But hopefully they can pick it up second half and start trimming away at this lead and pick up their defense also, because with how the Braves defense is, there's no reason that they should be allowing Francis Marion to shoot 44% and see if they can't turn this game around.
So the Patriots are at right now at 14 of 32 shooting and 2 of 7 from 3. Not a bad three-point defense for the Braves in this first half, but 5 of 29 shooting, not going to get it done. Francis Marion throws it away for a 9th time in this opening half. Braves again to take it back.
11 seconds is enough to do something with the ball. Get a good look.
Could get it as close as where it was at the end of 1, which was a 13-point lead for Francis Marion. Instead, the Braves opt for the drive. It's missed by Hardy. Locklear trying to get to it, and a foul called against Avery Locklear, fighting for the rebound. Second against Avery. Patriot basketball with 8:10 left. Will likely just be an inbound, and then the horn will sound in this first half of play.
Yeah, let's take it to the half, Trevor.
17% shooting in the first half for the Braves. 5 of 30. 0 of 4 from 3, and 9 of 18 from the line. That does it for the first half of play. All Patriots in that opening half. They lead it by 16. We'll be back with a halftime after this here on the UNCP Sports Network. At the half, it's a 35-19 lead for Francis Marion over UNC Pembroke. Trevor Williams with you at the half here on the UNCP Sports Network, and the Braves a very tough shooting half, 5 of 30 from the floor. That was 17%, while Francis Marion went 14 of 32, a 44% clip. 0-4 from 3 for the Braves, 2 of 7 from 3 for the Patriots, 9 of 18 from the line for UNC Pembroke. Despite a lot of opportunities, they left a lot there at the free throw line, while Francis Marion went 5 for 7. 11 first half turnovers for the Braves, just 9 for the Patriots, 11 points off of the 11 turnovers for Francis Marion. It really could have been worse for the Braves when you look at it in that first half. The Braves had an even 9 points off the 9 turnovers for the Patriots. Rebounding was all even at 24 aside. 5 more on the offensive glass for the Braves, but again, couldn't convert those into points. On second chance points, Francis Marion 7-2 advantage, 14-6 on the bench, and 10-8 in the paint. Fast break was all even at 4, 5 blocks for the Patriots to 3 for the Braves. Francis Marion 4 steals, UNCP 5, and 8 assists on the 14 makes for the Patriots. Braves just 1 lone assist in the first half on their 5 makes. That assist was for Avery Locklear, a pretty pass down to Aaliyah Farmer on one of those 5 makes in that opening half. In scoring for the Braves, Nyla Allen leads it with 7, then it's 6 for Alicia Hardy, 4 for Avery Locklear, and 2 for Aaliyah Farmer, who's the team's leading rebounder with 5. On the other side for Francis Marion, 11 points for Kai Chandler with 4 rebounds. It's 8 points for Shanice Fulmore with 5 rebounds, 9 points for Tatiana McClaney with 4 boards, and then 5 for Aaliyah Gillespie, and 2 points for Lauren Bush in that first half for the Patriots. They needed just the 5 scores to get to 35 points in the half, and they lead it by 16. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get you set for the second half action right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network. Coming out of the half, it is a 16-point deficit for UNC Pembroke. Trevor Williams, Bryant Reed with you here on the UNCP Sports Network. Matt Sabatis is our producer, and the rest of our great crew here inside Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. First of a two-game doubleheader tonight. The women first, the men next. It'll be neon night for the men, and we are just starting to see glow sticks being passed out at Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court for the fans who are arriving.
I hope they bring some up here.
Wouldn't mind it. We'll see if you guys get it in your pregame show with Matt Sabanis coming up a little bit later on. Braves looking for a stronger second half, and it starts off a Patriot miss. Chance to go down to the baseline, but an offensive foul called against Alicia Hardy.
Yeah, it looked like she was just outside of that half circle there. Oh.
The officials come
Guess
together
not.
and say it was a blocking foul.
Yeah, I guess she was inside of it.
And there was a look of shock on John Haskins' face. I think he thought that was going to stay against his side, and it'll turn into free throws for Alicia Hardy.
That's a good shock, though. That's a shock that you like to see coaches have.
Abigail Bullock picked up her third foul. Didn't score points in the first half, so the Braves not getting closer to moving a score out of the equation. Hardy now has 5 points after the free throw. Split the trip. That was the story that entire first half for the Braves. Make it 6 points, excuse me, for Alicia Hardy. Actually, 7. Try one more time, Trevor. 5 of 8 from the free throw line, Hardy in this game. At the elbow, the shot missed by Fulmer. 2 stops for the Braves. Again, they can string a few together, and their third quarter has been their hot quarter in their last couple games. Get some big buckets and kind of start climbing right back into this game.
And they're capable of scoring. They have scorers on the floor, and they have great defensive playmakers, but they need to string those together in a nice run that would really make a difference.
And a double dribble against Brandy Robinson on that move into the lane. So back to Francis Marion it goes. First minute gone of this third quarter. Patriots and Bullock with the basketball. Bullock on the move. High off glass, a fight for the rebound. Tapped out to Hardy. Hardy stops just inside that three-point line. Again, those shots still not falling for the Braves, though. 5 of 31 start.
Yeah, I like that shot, though. I really do.
And they've had some good shots this game, and again, just haven't gotten that bounce. Nyla Allen trying to draw the charge. The shot was missed anyways by McClaney.
Great pass.
And the Braves with the finish. Thank you, Alicia Hardy, to Nyla Allen on the bucket.
Definitely. An even better outlet by T. Graham to start the break.
Braves within 13, and they've strung together some stops here at the start of the second half. Francis Marion without any second half points so far. Kai Chandler in between the hands of Kristen Tynes. Braves to Hardy. Stops at the mid-range. Just missed it, and it's off the Braves. A look back at that pass down to Nyla. You mentioned what a good pass it was. We see Lauren Bush coming back in, the junior out of Hilton Head, South Carolina. Has 3 fouls. Just 2 points in that first half. Abigail Bullock stops and goes to the left wing with Bush. Bounced it to Fulmer. Fade away. You can't defend that.
Nah, that was just a all-around great move.
Shanice Fulmer makes it 37-22. Patriots got their lead as large as 18 in that first half. Down to Nyla Allen. Around the contact to Nyla Allen, able to finish. That makes it 21 straight double-figure scoring games for Nyla.
We knew it was going to happen.
The drive for Bullock. And now Francis Marion getting back into rhythm. The first points for Abigail Bullock, who scored 34 in the first meeting between these two teams earlier this year.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have one of those games. You don't really expect it. It's not really something you sense coming into the game, but every once in a while you just have one of those games.
11 for 18, was 6 of 9 from 3. Robinson, the nice spin move, but couldn't finish after turning to the basket. Bullock has the chance on the drive. Got the contact on the floor, as they call blocking foul against the Braves.
Yeah, and I like that by T. Graham to make sure there was contact before the ball could go up.
T. Graham picking up her third personal. That's the bucket that got Nyla to 11 points. Still a 15-point Patriot lead.
Yeah, and if you're knowing, the Patriots are doubling everything by the Braves down low. So as soon as that ball goes down low, whether it's Brandy Robinson or Nyla Allen, it does not matter who's getting the ball down there. They're doubling it.
We've seen a couple of those quick touch passes work for the Braves. Fulmer takes some contact on the follow through from Avery Locklear, her third personal. So that'll send Shanice Fulmer to the line for the first time in this game. It's pretty clearly on that right shooting hand. Preseason All Peach Belt Conference is going to be end of season All Peach Belt Conference, it's safe to say.
No doubt about it.
55 of 40, or 55 of 72 coming in at the free throw line for Fulmer and made them both. So 12 points for Shanice Fulmer.
Ooh.
Braves through the pressure. Locklear had a window, went to Farmer, and Farmer traveled. That close proximity pass kind of surprised Aaliyah Farmer a little bit, and then she didn't have the steps to put the dribble down.
Yeah, it looked like Locklear got kind of surprised.
Patriots a chance for their largest lead in the contest on this possession. And it's on a fadeaway from Shanice Fulmer.
She's got that move down pat.
14 points for the junior. Remember that the scenario for the Braves tonight, they can make sure they're in the PBC tournament with a win or a Young Harris loss, and Young Harris is trailing 34-22 in the third quarter at Georgia, or at home against Georgia College. There's the foul and free throws coming.
Yeah, it's now 2 fouls against Shanice Fulmer.
The 2 with 3 fouls, Abigail Bullock and Lauren Bush. Alicia Hardy for 2 at the line. Alicia, we said, was 5 of 8. Hardy's first. Gets that friendly roll. Adventurous. And the second for Alicia. Off the front end of the iron, but the offensive rebound for Nyla Allen just wouldn't go on the putback. Chandler tried to get to the end line. Bush fell down, and then it was Fulmer pulling the trigger once again, and she's up to 16 points.
And her points have come from either on the block or mid-range. She is doing it from everywhere except for the 3, and that's very exceptional.
You have nothing from downtown. Taking it inside well in this game as well. Allen creates a little room from 20 feet, gets the shooter's roll. So with what we were talking about with Young Harris, though, the result of that game, at the end of this day, the Braves could still leave Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court knowing they'll be in the postseason tournament.
That'll be kind of a mixed feeling about the day.
The bucket for Abigail Bullock. There goes the drive, and Nyla Allen had it ripped out. Bullock the other way with a kick to Chandler for 3. Kai Chandler drains it. The shots continue to fall for the Patriots, up near 50%. It's a telling stat this year for the Braves. When opponents shoot over 38% from the field, the Braves are just 1-11, and that's the spot they're in right now. Jerry Porter likes it. We'll take a timeout and be back right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC?
John Haskins has been talking to his side in the last time out, trying to get him out of this hole. But it's been all Patriots, and that look kind of says it all there on the Braves bench. A tough shooting day, 8 of 38. Some of those shots have been due to tough defense, others just bad bounces, and sometimes that's the way it bounces for you on an afternoon.
Yeah, and it seems almost the opposite. Just charge happens, wow. It seems almost the opposite. This is the Braves' home, and yet Francis Marion has been getting all the bounces. You know, at your home court, you would hope that you get all the bounces, and you're used to this.
Yep, the Braves are called for the offensive push-off against Sadeja Love, who just checked in. We'll take a timeout, as that's immediate timeout as well. 24-point lead for the Patriots here in Pembroke.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
See there, Shanice Fulmore, who's had a team best 16 points for the Francis Marion Patriots, and they lead by 24 here in Pembroke. And mentioned they broke it open late at home in Florence in the first meeting between these two sides. So looking for a season sweep of the Braves. The ball batted out of play by Julian Ebron. Now on the floor with Sadeja Love, Melanie Horn, T. Graham, and Avery Locklear. For Francis Marion, this is a big game down the stretch because with 2 regular season games left, they're trying to kick a streak lately that's been only 2-6 in their last 8 since beating UNCP in Florence. Another make for Kai Chandler.
Road games are very hard to win. As much as you think it might just be another game, it's never just another game. You're playing at some place that you're not familiar to, that you go to once a year, and the fans are never on your side. You might have family and maybe a few friends, but for the most part, you have the rest of that school hounding you and just yelling in appraisal for the other team. So they're never really that easy, and as of lately, this Patriots team has really been seeing what that's like.
Tatiana McClaney, 11 points now, and you're mentioning their tough times on the road, a late 4 consecutive road losses, but that's looking like it'll come to an end tonight. Braves still shooting at only 21%, while Francis Marion's been at 50% for the contest. Sadeja Love up high to Avery Locklear. You've kind of said it that Francis Marion's packed the post in. They've created a lot of bodies down low that have been tough to get around, and the Braves haven't shot the 3 ball at all in this game, 0 for 4.
Most definitely so.
The last foul on Aaliyah Gillespie, her 3rd.
Yeah, it looked like, I think Sadeja Love kind of took a knee to the thigh. She hobbled out the game.
She's at the base of the bench. Casey Drayton missing the left-handed hook. Locklear pulled the offensive rebound and goes on the attack. 6 points for Avery, but here come the Patriots right away with Bullock. McClaney tries to save it, but right to Locklear. Graham down the floor and took a shove, and they're going to say actually she threw out a right arm, and the Braves bench can't believe it.
Yeah. I don't know. That was that was noticeable from up here. If you're driving down the lane like that, you can lean into the defender, but look at the right arm. Yep.
Yeah. Side to side with Bullock, and then use that arm for separation at the end.
Yeah, she pushed off real hard on that one and made it too noticeable.
So 4 fouls against T. Graham now. She's taking a seat for the Braves. 26-point lead for Francis Marion, and they've made 8 of their last 9 from the floor. Patriots have shot it very well here on the road.
And the Braves not so well at all.
Kristen Tynes to Aaliyah Gillespie. Knifed out by Locklear, and then a fight on the floor as it's a jump ball with the arrow headed to UNC Pembroke. John Haskins applauding the hustle there. The Braves get on the floor after it.
Yeah, with a game like this, really, and nothing going your way, you got to find something to cheer about, and it doesn't matter how often or how not so often they come.
Last time at home, the Braves came off a 3-game and 5-day homestand. They finally had a little bit of a break in between their last game against Clayton State on Saturday and this one here today. The miss by Alicia Hardy from 3 as the Braves continue to be empty from downtown. But Hardy able to get the block on the back end. Trying to find Ebron on the end line.
Couldn't corral it.
Braves with their 16th turnover of the game. That's the block shot for Alicia Hardy. Jill Ebron, sophomore out of Greenville, North Carolina. Francis Marion, the leading scorers, Kai Chandler and Shanice Fulmore. You'd expect that from the second and third leading scorers in the PBC, each with 16 a pop here this evening. Camille Manning, up high to Tynes. Drops it back for a deep 3. Chandler wanted to become the game-leading scorer, and Francis Marion called for a foul on the rebound. You can see Jerry Porter saying, we don't need that. Kristen Tynes picking up her first personal.
You want a better shot. Granted, you're up by this much, so it's acceptable. There's room for error, but that's still not a shot that you want on a regular basis. She was about 2 feet behind the three-point line when she took that one.
Locklear left a circle on the drive. A little burst of speed. Couldn't hit the lane, and then Drayton has it taken away by McClaney, and the Braves are called for a foul. So they'll go against Casey Drayton.
Gotta finish when you have drives like that.
For Drayton, her first personal, it's going to result in free throws the other way, as that was the 5th against the Braves here in the quarter. Jerry Porter talking on that bench, and there's a Hall of Famer at Liberty University, 1991 graduate, 17 other years of college coaching experience, 5 at George Mason, 6 at Radford, 4 at Northern Alabama, and then settled here with Francis Marion just down the road, about a little less than an hour south in Florence. Tatiana McClaney's up to 12 points.
It's clear that Coach Porter knows what she's doing, though.
She's done a great job with this program. We mentioned that amazing story of her first season when they went 24-9, made the Elite Eight after they were a preseason last-place pick in the PBC. And that tells you what preseason polls mean. Absolutely nothing.
I think we've learned that kind of this year, just in the NCAA in general.
Gotta let the stories unfold as the bucket for Fulmore, the try for the bucket at least, goes a little long. Fulmore 7 of 13 shooting before that last bucket. Hardy down to Ebron.
Great.
And again, it's just a lane for the Braves that wouldn't go, but Ebron follows her own miss. That'll end that third quarter of play. It's been that kind of day for UNC Pembroke on that try it ended positively. 56-31 that score as we go to the fourth after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
25-point Francis Marion lead into the fourth quarter. Trevor Williams and Bryant Reed with you on the UNCP Sports Network. And for the Braves, they have only scored a season low of 50 points once this year. That was at North Georgia on December 30th. They have had a slow-moving day today. Just got a bucket at the end of the third, but 10 of 46. Third quarter, their last, was their highest scoring quarter of the game at just 12 points. Fulmore to the wing with Manning. Francis Marion going to take its time here, possession by possession in the fourth. Tynes back to Fulmore. Tries to step through 2, missed the shot. Had the follow and tipped out by UNCP.
Yeah, it almost looked like Fulmore actually threw that ball out.
Instead of Brave Hand got in at the end. Only 3 to shoot here for Francis Marion. Gillespie with the inbound to Manning. Throws it up right away. Almost got it to go. Rebound for Melanie Horn.
That would have went in. That would have explained the day of the game.
It's just been one of those odd feeling ones from the start for UNCP. Rebound off the miss went to Tatiana McClaney. No Patriots in double-digit rebounds, but McClaney's the closest with 7 now. Braves will finish their regular season on Saturday at home against Flagler. Braves upset them earlier this year. The drive and the fouls. Gillespie was headed to the 10. Gillespie with that foul, picking up her 4th personal, joins T. Graham as the second closest in foul trouble. The largest loss of the year for the Braves was 21 points at Lander on January 3rd, 75-54. Right now, behind by 25.
Hopefully with this fourth quarter they can kind of avoid that new largest margin of error, or not error, of losing.
The second free throw, no good. Excuse me, I was getting my players crossed there a second ago. Gillespie not pick up the foul. She was obviously the shooter, but it was Avery Locklear picking up her 4th personal. Casey Drayton down in the paint with Nyla Allen. Overshot the bucket. Tynes was on the back end for the rebound. 7 rebounds for Tynes with no points in this game. Gillespie called for a carry on the perimeter. 8:30 left to go. Again, we're still scoreboard watching the PBC right now as the Braves, if Young Harris falls at home against Georgia College, they will be locked into that Peach Belt Conference tournament this next week. Young Harris down by 11, start of the fourth quarter, 51-40.
I think that's the Braves' best hope right now, based on the way this game is.
Be guaranteed that spot. Likely right now, the Braves will be headed to North Georgia. Ebron on the putback off the Allen miss.
That's a great finish by Ebron.
Jillian's got 4 points. See if the Braves can finish with a burst here in this fourth quarter, build some momentum towards Saturday's senior day. Drive and spin and fade away for Fulmore, but traveled on the spin move. The seniors the Braves are going to say goodbye to: Ebony Stevens, Casey Drayton, Nyla Allen, along with Brandy Robinson. You see the move for Fulmore, and caught a piece of her own teammate's ankle and tripped up on Lauren Bush. Drayton on the drive, trying to get it out to the wing, and has it taken away by Chandler. Turns it around and looks to reset the offense. Brings it near side with Bullock. Bullock,
defense.
yeah, had it ripped out by Ebron. Ebron hustling here in this second half.
Ooh.
How about that feed? Again, the Braves, they had a dime for every time an opportunity close to the basket just didn't get the roll.
They'd be rich.
They'd have a lot of money tonight. Looking up the full and reset the offense. This has been one of those odd games, 11 of 51 from the floor. And some of those ones that are right there, the ball's rolling right on the rim. It's been a lot of the friendly bounces that Francis Marion got back in that first half. They've shot it well as well, the miss by Allen.
Yeah, but to put up 51 shots, Trevor, and to only make 11 of them so far, that's 52 now, excuse me, but that's unacceptable. You know, Francis Marion hasn't been doing anything special to really prevent them from making shots. So I think this is just a horrific game for the Braves.
That's where it stands right now, as it's 21% shooting for UNCP, 56-33. The score will be back right after this.
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
$56-33 with just under 7 minutes left. John Haskins trying to keep the positivity going on that bench here in this fourth quarter, as again the Braves trying to build some momentum towards Saturday against Flagler. The odd thing about today, to go along with some bad bounces shooting-wise for the Braves, has been that they could lose this game and still find themselves a lock for the PBC tournament based on what's happening at Young Harris.
Stuff like that has happened before. It's not too often that you see that, but it's happened before. But with the way this game is going, great pass. Great pass by Alicia Hardy. But yeah, the way this game is going, that's really the best you can hope for right now.
It's 12th make for the Braves on 53 tries, 23% shooting. Braves are in danger going to 1-12 this year when the opposition shoots over 38%. Bullock just throwing that up. The Braves able to take it back. Trying to toss it to Ebron. Braves saw it maybe just a little late, and Bullock took it back. One more pass from Fulmore down to Lauren Bush, and Bush has 4 points.
Yeah, they just turned the tides right there.
On the dribble into the front court, Alicia Hardy. Braves men's basketball coming up next. Be about 30 minutes after the end of this one. Melanie Hornigan just didn't have to handle. It'll be 20 turnovers now for UNC Pembroke. 14 for Francis Marion, 18 points off the Braves turnovers for the Patriots. They'll try to get that to 20 on this possession. The opportunity for Tynes and a dart right in. Halfway through this fourth quarter, Hardy trying to take it herself. She's fouled, headed to the free throw line.
I can say that that's one thing that the Braves have done very well this game is getting to the basket. They might not always finish, but usually it ends up with a foul on the Patriots or a score.
Problem when the Braves have gotten there, 22 free throw opportunities, they've made just 11 of them. Francis Marion 8 of 13. Hardy's first is good. And then 9 points for Alicia Hardy and 7 of the 9 at the free throw line. Melanie Horn checking out. Avery Locklear, Jillian Ebron, Aaliyah Farmer, Nyla Allen on the floor. The miss for Hardy, but Allen with the good box out to help Hardy get to the rebound. Then Allen got it back but missed the fadeaway. Lots of contact, bodies falling on top of each other on the Brave side. Bullock pulls the trigger up the floor. Long board chased down by Fulmore. In the lane, Bullock had it stripped out by the Braves. Up to Allen. Stops on the coast-to-coast dribble for the lay-in.
It's a good turnaround by the Braves. I was really afraid that Allen was going to miss that because she didn't need to jump stop, but it still worked out.
Ebron trying to take the contact and does take an offensive foul from Kai Chandler. Chandler's second, and Ebron stood in, and you saw her set up right away. Read that play well to get it back for the Braves.
She really did. She saw Chandler coming in way before I think Chandler even knew she wanted to make that move, and she went ahead and to set up, and there was no doubt about that call.
A 22-point lead for Francis Marion. The Braves have the basketball. Some fresh Braves on the floor with Ebony Stevens checking in now. Locklear, Farmer, Graham, Ebron complete the 5. Ebony pulling it back straight away for 3. Just a little short. Braves still without a 3-point make in this game at 0 for 6. Contact up high. The Braves are called for the shove.
I might be wrong, but I really thought she tripped over her own foot.
So maybe see it one more time in slow motion.
I don't think she got touched.
See the side shuffle right over the foot.
Yeah, I don't think she got
Yeah,
touched.
I think that's the old soccer move. You kick your heel. Ebron picking up her first personal. Braves able to take it away in the backcourt. T. Graham finishing with the right hand. It's the first points for T.
And she's been in foul trouble most of this game. It's really prohibited the Braves from moving along with their offensive game.
Playing with 4 fouls at this point. Push over to Bullock for 3. Almost got to stop off the back of the iron. Bullock took a little contact on the shot as well, but the officials not blowing that play dead. Locklear on the drive. Missing that, but Farmer the putback.
Good job by Farmer. So once again, the shot's just not going in on the first try for the Braves.
Really nice rebounding there for Aaliyah Farmer on that offensive glass as she's up to 6 rebounds. T. Graham also had the takeaway in the bucket for the Braves, and Jerry Porter wants to talk about it with Francis Marion after the Braves kind of get it going here. And you get the point of emphasis from Coach Porter's. It's more about right now trying to keep the intensity up late in this game with under 3 to play. And her team obviously not in a position to really lose this lead, but she wants to drive home a point here at 14-11, a chance to be now 12-9 in the PBC. Kind of a mantra of a team to really finish this game out.
Yeah, I don't blame her. When you're up, they've been up big this whole game. It's really easy to decide, hey, I mean, we're up, especially there's only 3 minutes left. What's the point? There's no way that they can come back with 3 minutes on us. But like you said, as a coach, you really want to drive home that point, like, hey, this game is not over. Crazier things have happened. Let's finish this game, and let's just go home feeling good.
For Francis Marion, their next game on the schedule, it is against Georgia College. Georgia College 5th in the PBC. within 2 games of a 3 seed, also 2 games from the 6 seed. So there's a lot of shuffling that can still take place in these final couple regular season games, but Georgia College has been taking care of business today against Young Harris. The Braves are Bobcat fans tonight. If Georgia College wins, that cements the Braves in that PBC tournament, and it means we'll know the 8 that'll be in that tournament come Saturday for the final regular season game. The whistle comes away from the ball. We'll see who the officials call it on. They're going to say it's against the Braves on this rebound.
A little tugging going on there between Aaliyah Farmer and I don't really know who else. I couldn't see the number.
New check-in for Francis Marion. Brianna White, freshman from Mitchellville, Maryland. It is nearly a 20-point lead for Georgia College now with 3 minutes to play, so the Braves are going to go to the PBC tournament. They'll be one of those 8 we'll just wait on Saturday to decide the seeding. Stevens on the run out. Got the nice pass from T. Graham.
The Braves have made some nice passes. They've done a good job of finding the open player in some situations.
Kai Chandler adjusting off glass. She's in a race with Shanice Fulmore now for the leading scorer, and Chandler inches ahead with 18 to Fulmore's 16. McClaney's had 12 for Francis Marion. Braves leading scorer Nyla Allen with 15. Is the only in double figures. Bounce down to Farmer. Faced up at the left elbow. Chandler trying to track the long board, and it's pushed out of bounds by Avery Locklear. Look at that run out to Ebony Stevens. Braves bench. They want to regroup already, and this is one of those games where right when you're done, you feel like you just want to play the next one, get it over with, get out of your system, and move on to Flagler on Saturday.
Most definitely, but sadly, they have a few days to do that, but I have no doubt that they'll be going at it in practice for these next few days to kind of get that out of the system, hopefully get over their shooting woes, and just be ready to come out and play against Flagler.
It'll be senior day, great matchup. At Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court, and Flagler wants revenge for the first meeting in St. Augustine. The foul on the drive in the lane, and Kai Chandler will have free throws coming. Just over a minute left in this contest today. You mentioned the shooting woes, 16 of 61 the Braves on this night, 26%. Francis Marion 25 of 60 at 42%. All things considered, point-wise, the Braves didn't play a terrible defensive game. They've held Francis Marion below what opponents have scored on average against UNCP, but the scoring right now is 20 points lower than where the Braves have seen it on average, and Casey Drayton comes back in. If this game plays to the averages, really, at this juncture, it would be a one-possession game. Chandler making one of those 2. 19 points for Kai Chandler. Francis Marion will bring in Brooke Dixon, a junior out of Camden, South Carolina. Just over a minute remaining. Locklear off the wing. Dribbles high, Stevens to the baseline. A jump shot for Ebony Stevens from 16 feet out.
That was a great step back by Ebony Stevens.
For the Braves, as they get the takeaway, Stevens to Graham, the lay-in. Gets him some late points, and it's just a timeout for substitutions as Francis Marion will bring back Aaliyah Gillespie, Camille Manning, and Tatiana McClaney. And they join already Brooke Dixon along with Brianna White on the floor. There's the takeaway and the finish for T. Graham. But right before that tournament, I was trying to say that the Braves will be in the PBC tournament for a second straight year for just the second time since the 2010-11 and 2011-2012 seasons.
And that's good. It's good to see them back in the tournament.
That's sustained for these last couple seasons.
Yeah, especially because this season especially has been a roller coaster for the Braves team and fans everywhere. So it's nice to see that they finally locked up that position, and they'll be in the tournament come next week.
McClaney had the putback for 14 points on her night. Braves have gotten it back within 20 here late of this last offensive possession with Jillian Ebron finishing on the move. that gets the Braves a little rhythm late. For a second time this year, they will score 50. At times for their lowest scoring output, but the Braves again are headed to that PBC tournament. They are in those 8 seeds after the final at Young Harris. Francis Marion tonight, winners 65-50. We'll see you back in a little bit for the men's action.